Welcome to the Weekday Report for Tuesday, March 11th. I'm Liz Snyder. Here's a brief look at the news. Governor Scott Walker joined members of the Boys and Girls Club of Kenosha at the group's Stars for Tomorrow Awards banquet at Snap-on Monday night. Walker congratulated those who received awards and thanked them for providing children with a strong foundation on which they can build to achieve success. He also stressed the importance of reading.
But as you learn to read, and then you use that reading skills you get to learn how to do everything else you're going to do in life, you're going to be set, and there's nothing you can't do.
Among those recognized with awards were Mike Pitts Jr., who received the National Medallion, which was presented to him by Congressman Paul Ryan.
That your board nominated you for an award given by the National that has only been given to 3 other people in Kenosha for continuing concern and deep involvement that have played an important part in the development of the Boys and Girls Club and its constructive activities for youth.
14-year-old Ronnie Neves received the Youth of the Year Award, and Steve Mills and his family received the Mary Frost Ashley Patron Saint Award. Attorneys for the city will be allowed to intervene in the Police and Fire Commission's review of complaints made against Fire Chief John Thomsen. Commission members decided this morning the city should be allowed to answer to arguments that its investigation of the chief wasn't adequate. Next week, the commission will meet again to discuss the city's motion to drop the complaint against Thomsen. Here comes the sun, here comes the warmer weather, and here come all the people who cruise over to their neighborhood car wash to clean off a harsh winter's salt and grime. With a few days of higher temperatures, Kenosha drivers have been lining up at local car washes to rediscover the beauty of their cars. Wilmot High School's academic decathlon team and 2 busloads of fans are heading to the state academic decathlon competition in the Wisconsin Dells on Friday. The winning team goes to the national contest in Hawaii. The start of the next high school football season may be many months away, but a familiar face will be on the sideline when Bradford hosts Brookfield Central on August 29th. Former Bradford coach Jed Kennedy has accepted an offer to become the head coach at Brookfield Central. It is his 4th head coaching job in 4 years. Now Jesse Tuttle will tell us about a play with a serious topic that runs this Thursday through Sunday.
The University of Wisconsin Parkside Theater explores a complex coming-of-age story in its production of How I Learned to Drive for mature audiences only. The Pulitzer Prize-winning memory play is driven by love, survival, and coming to terms with the past in a play shadowed by dark themes and difficult topics. The main character, Lil Bit, is a woman in her mid-30s who narrates the story of her inappropriate relationship with her Uncle Peck. Each scene is dramatically constructed through the metaphor of learning to drive, something Lil Bit learns from her uncle. The car moves forward and backward in time and shifts gears as the story progresses. Despite its somewhat disturbing topics, How I Learned to Drive also contains important messages and positive lessons. For the Kenosha News, I'm Jesse Tuttle.
What's trending today? State lawmakers are considering ending a requirement that schools teach for 180 days a year or lose state funding. The proposed legislation would allow schools to extend school days rather than force them to stay open later in the summer to make up days lost to weather closings and parent-teacher conferences. Do you think schools should have this flexibility? Tell us on our Facebook page. Up next is Diane Giles with a History Mystery.
Most local people have heard of Kenosha's Peter Persh Company, the defunct manufacturer of fire apparatus that remained in business for more than 100 years. But there was another local company that also made fire trucks here. The Winther Motor Truck Company made the chassis for 3 of the motorized vehicles in the Kenosha Fire Department fleet, 2 pumpers in 1917 and 1918, and a ladder truck in 1922. Between 1920 and 1922, the company also manufactured fire trucks under the name Kenosha Fire Engine and Truck Company. But the following year, it folded. For the Kenosha News, I'm Diane Giles.
Thanks, Diane. Now here's a look at what we're working on today. A public hearing later today will give Kenosha County residents more details on the 2 options for an $80 million 25-mile transmission line from Salem to Lake Geneva. Jill Roselle will be there. And a pretrial hearing is expected today for the couple accused of mistreatment of animals causing death. Deneen Smith is covering that. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check kenoshanews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Liz Snyder with the Weekday Report.